Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third installation of Be the Light with me, Vinita Prachimuraka, and Angelica Linda Rose. We are so happy that you are joining us today for this healing session where we are practicing the philosophy of connect, clear, and be, connecting to your multi-dimensional whole nature, clearing anything and everything that prevents you from accessing and being that, and then being the frequency of your authentic, fullest self. This does not require any doing, it just requires being. For today, we are going to primarily focus on the healing session with just a little bit of philosophy and also alchemize some money wounds. So feel welcome to relax, lay down, and make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, definitely make yourself comfortable when we move into the healing. As the more relaxed you are, easier it will be for you to receive and welcome. And I'm super happy to be here with all of you. And so we will just go ahead and jump right in. So things are looking a little uncertain out there. And things seem to be changing faster than we can handle, or the mind can handle. And I was guided not long ago to share this prophecy from the Hopi people. It's called the 11th hour prophecy. And I will share that here now because it feels extremely relevant for the times that we are in. You have been telling the people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. And there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relation? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Be good to each other and do not look outside yourself for the leader. Then he clasped his hands together, smiled, and said, "This could be a good time. There is a river flowing now very fast. It is so great and swift. There are those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel they are being torn apart and will suffer greatly. Know this river has a destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore, push off into the middle of the river, keep our eyes open and our heads above the water. And I say, see who is in there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment that we do, our spiritual growth and journey comes to a halt. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and your vocabulary. All that we must do now must be done in a sacred manner and in celebration. We are the people we are waiting for. We are the people we are waiting for. And my sense is if you're here, if you're listening to this, you are in the middle of the river with us celebrating. And at this time, it's really important for us to connect to our own divine intelligence. We are each a unique fractal of God, Source, Light, Love, whatever you have a name for that space that feels closest to your heart. And we each have something special to bring to this journey. And it's so important for us to access that genius and bring it into fruition for the collective. I'm just going to share a quick quote from Buckminster Fuller. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And so that's what's happening right now. There is a call in many hearts to kind of turn away from the current old structures that are basically deconstructing, and we feel the call to build something new, but that something new is also coming from an ancient wisdom that's within us, something that we've forgotten, something that's resurrecting the light of, let's say, the light of the divine in our hearts, and that portal point of wisdom that we have given up over millennia in worshiping the mind. And so now we are descending back into the heart, which I feel is what Yeshua's main message was bringing love back into the equation.
And
And I wanted to add one more thing to that. So one of the visions that I've had is that there are people here who have come to live in that vertical alignment, and in that vertical alignment they're manifesting a new grid out of their heart. And so I feel like this is a call for us to come into alignment with our highest selves, with God, with the way the divine wants to flow through us, and allow that to flow out from our heart, which is our point of creation. From your heart flows everything, it says in the Bible. And we are regrading the planet, creating, holding a new possibility for people to enter into.
And this regrading, with Be the Light, we've been speaking about reclaiming the Sophia. It's about reclaiming our own innate intelligence, our divine intelligence of knowing without seeking answers from the outside, but really trusting ourselves to be who we are and trusting our own innate goodness and joy and alchemy and power to create something new. All of us have vision and are visionaries, and we are being called to use that spiritual vision, come together in community, and create the world that we have been dreaming of. It's time to change the dream, and that's what we're doing here.
Yeah. Just recently, I had been taken into a kind of a peak experience and returning to the remembrance of who I am, who we all are. Um, and I heard I heard, don't take things so seriously. Bring more play into life, and that all that we are doing is done in that the joy and the innocence and the play of being that child, uh, the child of God. And so to remind ourselves, and it's just like in the Hopi prophecy, like don't take yourself so seriously and don't take this all so seriously. Yes, some of this is very difficult to watch, but we have to maintain our eyes on what it is we want to create. And so one of the kind of the things that can be tricky about this space that we live in, let me go here,
Mhm.
is this right here. This system has created this sort of triangle of identities that we all can play some role in at some point. And what I found that has supported me in really um, becoming whole again and reconnecting to my divine in a more stable way is deciding not to take on any of these identities anymore, especially, I think all of them are disempowering. Even the Savior is disempowering, but that moves us out of this compressed identity, and allows us to come back into harmony where we respond to life from a place of being a creator rather than in reaction. And this picture here of me hugging this tree, this happened shortly after I hugged this tree, and I was instantly transported to I don't, there's not a word for the space, but everything became energy and information. And the tree showed me, like, kind of peeled away the veil. And, um, and I realized that there's no identity in the energy field. There's no thing in the field of energy that claims to be a thing. The tree is not saying to itself, I am a tree, or I am a leaf. And so what we've done as we've entered into this reality, we've compressed ourselves into layers and layers and layers of identities of who and what we think we are. And very slowly we're moving out of that into really recognizing how we are kind of in that quantum space, all possibilities occurring at once when we unveil these layers of who we thought we are, and we can go into that space. We realize, yeah, so we realize, or we can experience ourselves as God's love expressed.
And one of the themes for today that was coming up for us to address is that money is also a part of God, and our healing experience is going to be including that as well. And with all the changes that are coming up, I wanted to share, another triangle that I'm just going to talk about, uh, which is the triangle of the inner child, the intellect, and the wise or divine self. So even if our wisdom self knows that we are love, that we are God, and that everything is a choice and a possibility, the emotional body may not yet be on board with that, and the mental body may definitely be fighting it because of the programming that we've come in with. And so really energetic work and philosophical work really helps integrate all these three aspects and allow for emotional release and mental release so that all three of these aspects can harmonize, have their voice because each of them have a role in our evolution. They're all linked to different parts of the subtle body, where the inner child is linked to the Manomaya kosha, the mental body, intellect is connected with Vijnanamaya kosha. So this is about the part of alchemizing both of these so that the divine self, the higher wisdom, can permeate through all of these, come into our physical vessel where it can take a hold of our will and our vessel, and then we can actually create in this world from that divinely orchestrated place.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd like to add to that, like, we're never separate from God's love, never. The only thing that is in the way of us and the divine are misperceptions. And what I realized lately, and I've been unwinding a lot of, and I've realized that most of the thoughts that I have invested in is is most of the thoughts that I have is an investment in the illusion of separation. And I found, like, it's like 90% of the things that I think I know, the thoughts that I have, um, and what we've been led to believe. I mean, even up to like the paradigm of Newtonian science, that has compartmentalized and compressed our reality into a linearity, and in a way has it was part of our process as a collective, but but now even that is being taken over by an understanding in the field of quantum that we actually can rewrite our reality. We have to break through a lot of boundaries to get there. A lot of mm, limiting concepts, limiting beliefs, um, unconscious withholds, you know, that tell us we are not worthy, we don't deserve to have this, we don't deserve to have that, or um, any idea that keeps us apart from the divine that we already are. Like there's there's like there's nowhere to go. Like, I mean, we can only like play hide and go seek with ourselves for so long until you're like, I'm done. I'm like, let's just let love be here now with me and through me. And the more we do that, the more we let the light in, the more that we see, it allows us to see the places that are resisting it. And when we see those places, we can give it to that love because that's really what it needs anyway. It's just that.
And with that, should we take people
Yeah.
into an experience of that love, that
Into
alchemization?
the light. All right. I get excited for life lately these days for no reason. Um, just because this is an amazing gift that we have as eternal, limitless beings to have this experience of contrast. I mean, it really is amazing. Like whether it's joy or pain or like eating like sour and sweet and light and dark and it's really incredible like to have such a variety of experience and just really whenever you have an opportunity, take time and let yourself fully drink in the moment with all of your senses. I think we just recently heard a quote about beauty existing there.